All right. More Aetherdrift. We are playing a green-black mid-range deck with some of the new cards. Probably the most exciting card for this deck, for me personally, is the Speed Demon. I know for a lot of people, they like Debris Beetle. I think the card's fine. I think that it's definitely playable. But the Speed Demon, it kind of interestingly enough, is, in my opinion, it's almost more appealing in a non-start your engine deck, where you just sort of play it, hit them, it gets to 2, and you draw 2 cards a turn, lose 2 life a turn. You can get the number up. Ideally, if you get the number to like 3 or 4, you have Sheoldred, and then you can get back the life, so you don't have to worry about dying. But we do have things like Scavenging Ooze and Preacher that can potentially gain us some life to help us not just die to this thing. But this thing's going to kill your opponent pretty quickly because it's so big. And then, of course, we got Debris Beetle, which is like the second coming of Siege Rhino. She comes into play, Lightning Helixes your opponent in the face, and then you get a 6/6 vehicle with Trample. Obviously, that is very good at killing people. Other than that, pretty straightforward black-green shell. Not the most exciting deck. We've got a new Verge, which means I have a few extra basics, and I'm trying a Mortuary over a Cottage. But yeah, removal spells. I switched some Go for the Throats for Shoot the Sheriffs because there are a lot of artifacts in the new set. Yeah, and we're just going to give this a quick try, see if some of the updates help along the way, and I will see you guys in the game. If you want the list, it is in the description. Alright, opponent goes first. Got the Speed Demon. Not exactly all the stuff we want, but I think this is a fine keep. Hopeless Nightmare. Well, I wish I had a Baloth. Let's get rid of, I guess, Go for the Throat. We have a Maelstrom Pulse. And let's hope they just don't have much of a beatdown and maybe we can outgrind. Yeah, this I don't really mind. I think I'm just going to get rid of the Pulse and play my hand to the board. Assume they have more of this type of stuff. Nothing. Well, I'm going to play Preacher. It's probably not going to live. Maybe I'll just get bounced, Edict, and then have to discard again, but... So Drowner into Kaito is probably going to be game. That is just the nature of going second. And if they have the nuts, they have the nuts. Yep. Well, not really much counterplay. I guess I could have kept the Pulse. That's the real answer. I honestly, in my head, I don't know what I thought. I knew that they were playing Pixie. I guess both versions play Kaito. I don't actually know if Esper plays it, but let's see if we can power through this. Guess one of these Preachers hypothetically could untap. Probably not though. This can just ice, so we'll see what happens. If I kept the Pulse and I just pulsed this here, I don't have that much to worry about, right? So that's just my fault, but it's also the nature of doing commentary. You just rant instead of involving your brain entirely in decisions. So yeah, this one might be my fault. I think I felt like I was the aggressor, and then immediately they just turned the corner with Kaito. Like, Kaito just kills you so fast, and it makes it like so the game is just basically completely unplayable if it comes into play on the play. Yeah, so this is getting iced, and then I'm gonna take a lot next turn. Didn't draw a land. I guess, am I just playing the car? Am I dead? 12 is 6, and this plus is for 410, so I have to play the car. I suppose this would have the minus, but we're dead. I mean, we obviously lost the game. Like, there's the only thing I could have done differently is Maelstrom Pulse, the Kaito, and then I -1 Preacher in play. I have to beat this. I think this is just one of those classic standard games of, like, there's sort of no counterplay. Like, I think I made a mistake, but I don't think it would have mattered. My opponent just, like, had their powerful cards and cast them and murdered me. And, like, it wasn't close, right? Like, imagine... Like, I actually did 0 things this game. I just did nothing and died. Pretty sure all the damage they took was from this Underground River. So, yeah, I mean, I guess a I mean, like Gix's command. I was going to say maybe a hypothetical Gix's command could have done something, but yeah. Good showing. Good deck. Good deck. And I don't think any of this rotates, so this deck's going to be around for another 2 years or whatever. GG. Alright, opponent goes first. My hand looks good. I will keep. If they play a Hardfire hero, I guess I'm cutting it down. Otherwise, we'll just jam our elf. Novice Inspector. Okay, I'm not cutting that down. If they have the like the nut turn 2 Knight Errant Navios, so be it. It's gonna be hard to beat Knight Errant Navios regardless. Even if I cut this down and cut them off. Okay. Oh, I've got 1,000,000 lands. Okay, so this gets cut down. That's nice for me. Still gonna be a tough one, but I didn't want any help anyway. Don't worry about it. Maelstrom Pulse, sure. Suppose I maybe could have just not grown this, but I don't know. Because, like, I do have the Fountainport to sack the map token. So this is 6. I mean, I guess I'm doing this. It doesn't feel particularly great, but we're clocking them technically. I think we're just gonna keep on growing our thing. Again, I could use the Fountainport, but whatever. Just hoping to dodge more of these. They don't draw the second copy. Might be alright. Suppose at this point I don't really need to sack the maps. So let me think. So 4 is 2. I could still just map. Fountainport is 4 and 1. So I guess it's probably best to do this first anyway. Preacher's a really good draw, because this just gives me an extra threat. Gives them less time. Sort of exactly what I wanted. Main phase is terrifying. Okay. Well, that is not a Knight Errant. I sort of thought they might be playing in main phase because of that, but that's fine. I wonder if they should have just alpha'd. Get this flipped. Okay. Arena players chomp too much, but whatever. I guess I will draw Pulse. I think these are attacking anyway. May as well wait. That is nice to have, though. Main phase Murex. Definitely the lower end of Convoke draws. They did have a Knight Errant, though, so... Could have Pulse. I get... Pulsing honestly is probably correct here. Feels a bit silly, but what am I waiting for? What's the value I care about either way? I guess the reason to not Pulse is if this does trade. They should just not be blocking, but I mean, they're just giving me a card here. So this ends up being better, I think. I get Duress. I assume this is a blank, though. I don't really know what they would be saving. A case would have gotten cast, I think. Maybe not. That makes sense. Okay, so this was their last card. They just somehow didn't have an artifact. Well, the Pulse will be good. Sure. And I think they're dead on board, so it doesn't really matter. The Beetle! The poop car! Get him! Get him! Alright. GG. Quite a game. Alright. This hand is nice. Let's go first. Okay. Well, that's a good one. If I did not go first, I probably would have been sad. If they have... I said it before, I'll say it again. If they have hop to it, this deck is busted. If they don't have hop to it, this deck's pretty whatever. It's a good draw. I don't have an untap land. I'm fine with trading this. This got me 2 maps. I think they're blocking either way. Okay. Solid blocker there. No hop to it. This is going to get to 5. I think this is when it attacks. Sure. Okay, we drew a land. So I can do Speed Demon stuff. This trade's here. Fuck it. Pulse is a nice one. So I have to not be dead. That is not dead. I think. Could play a land and do something else. Okay, so I can double block here. Can clean trade on the 5. I have Knight Errant too. Wow. Okay. I was concerned. So I could take what? This is 11. I go to 5, and then I clear the board. I could also just trade. This has trample. I'd probably just trade. And then Anoint Pulse. Clear the board. That's gonna grow. That's annoying. That's fine though. Okay. So how much mana do I have? I have 3 and 2, so I can only spell 2 times. This is making me a 1/1. So where does this counter go? Does a pretty good job of complicating things. I could also just clear this and this. Do they even have good attacks at that point? Okay. Another 1/1. Can I kill them? I guess is what I'm trying to figure out. I don't think I can kill them. They just block. Can I force chump? So map here hits for 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 hits is only 9. So I have 3 and 3. So ooze plus pulse is probably the most life gain. Which means that I don't want to map. And I suppose I'm just going to kill this giant thing. Okay, here we go. I don't think we can die. I don't think there's anything they could do. It's a lot of stuff, but yeah. They just missed their third land. The deck is extremely terrifying. If you don't have sweepers, it is just a pile of meat wads. That one drop is also so strong. So the frog. But yeah, I don't. That deck's impressive. I feel like I haven't heard much talk about the rabbit deck. I always hear about pixies and mice, but the rabbit deck seems solid if you want an alternative option. All right, we want a die roll. We have an elf. That is what you want in Magic the Gathering. Start is tremendous. If this dies, we've got Mosswood. If it doesn't die, we've got Preacher Sheoldred. This might just be tough to beat. Fountainport plus Verge is very awkward. Sometimes you can have draws where you just have like Elf, Verge, Fountainport. You can't cast your black spells. So, opponent playing a turn 3 combo, or is it just? I think it's the combo deck. I don't think you play this in whatever it's called. Typically, I cannot cast Sheoldred. Notably, it's back to my point about Fountainport. I guess we're just gonna double Mosswood. But I think they're going to try to omniscience us. I don't think Sheoldred does anything against this deck. I guess exactly Charter Course. Like if I could have had it on curve, it might have been relevant. But they have the moment. All right. I all attacking. Could have dealt myself a point of damage. Get the 1/1. It's kind of awkward. I could have shot the Sheriff as well, but this does kill the Omniscience when they reanimate it, so I don't think it's worth. This matchup we're drawing Ooze would be nice. Alright. Here we go. So we've got Shoot the Sheriff to blow up the Omniscience. We've got this to clock them. If they just go Omniscience Atraxa, I guess we'll die. Maybe, probably, definitely. I have to kill Omniscience in response to Atraxa, and then they didn't hit it. And then top deck a removal spell for Atraxa and kill them. It's possible they're just not the deck I think they are. Sure. Okay, so there's Omniscience. We just go for the kill. Either way. So this bricks 3 damage. I guess this gets the Omniscience, so attack. So they have to remove it before the attack trigger goes off, and then I get the Omniscience. And then they chump the 4, and it'll be 10. I think it's always this, even though I do want to use the car. I think this is better. So yeah, that's only tapped, so we get the Omniscience. They could hit another one, and they do. Wow, or no, it's just the animation. Okay, so it looks like they didn't. So block is 4, 5, 6, 7 to 2. Okay. I think we got him. Nice. Cool. So, yeah, if I... This is possible they were dead anyway. They would have bounced something else. No, yeah, I think my play was probably important. Sweet, GG. Alright, we're on the play. This hand's kind of awkward. I'm going to try it. We've been fortunate so far. We'll be loose. I do only have 3 Llanowar Wastes in my deck. I added an extra basic for the Verges. Taking a bunch of damage isn't great. That being said, I think I just want to use my mana. Cavern on Lizard. Okay, that's crazy. So let's kill this before attacks so they can't Burning Emissary, yes? I don't think this matters either way. I guess Alicia, who smiles at death. Or Alicia, who... The new Alicia. Bad, sure. Kind of interesting. I think I'm just supposed to pop the bad either way. I'm going to do it now because there is an indestructible spell you can play in Lizards. And I don't want them to gain a point of life either way. I think I'm going to end up doing it at the beginning of combat. So I may as well do it to play around whatever random thing they could have. Okay, what do you got? Alright, it's a good one. I don't have any sweepers in my deck, so it could be tricky. The Lizard, as most of the aggressive decks in Bloomburrow, pretty strong. You have some good 1-drops and some powerful cards. Yep, you get more mana. So I'm trying to fade the card advantage ones mostly. Molten Collapse is fine. That one's pretty good, but not that good here. Let's... I think I'm drawing a card. I drew all 3 of my Llanowar Wastes. Okay, with 3 Llanowar Wastes, 4 basics, and then 1 Surveil land. Okay, got a 9. Not in a great spot. I wouldn't say it's unwinnable. The draw spell here could be scary. This might just be a loot, though. Okay, get another look. That's a pretty damn good one. That is very, very, very bad for me. That one's going to be hard to beat. Unless I immediately draw removal. Unfortunately, I guess they just get more Gevs. It's not... Oh, fuck me, man. I feel like it should have passed priority more than once. That sucks. Well, I didn't get to use my Fountainport, which is obviously very, very, very bad. Shit, that really sucks. I don't know, it probably doesn't matter. We can't win. This top deck's too strong. It's just Dark Confidant in this board stall. It's not even really a board stall. They probably could have attacked me. Whatever, your turn. So I should be at 7 and have a 1/1. I don't know how much that really matters. Yeah. Okay, I got a 6. Yeah, I just needed them to not hit this that turn. I think we might have been able to turn the corner, but this just immediately makes it so they get all action all the time. It's a tough break, but Lizards is a very good deck. I just don't have an out. I don't have sweepers. It's not really a real thing that can happen. I guess I'll just make a treasure, and then we'll see what the Mosswood brings. It would have to be like a Sheoldred, and then even then, just die new attackers. No help either way. Alright, well, good games. Let's look at our next card. Just a land. I guess I'll let them kill me or whatever, but we're not doing anything productive here. Yeah, this deck felt fine. I mean, it's just green-black. It's just a very medium deck where it's sometimes... Like, it's just a deck that requires everyone draws averagely, and then maybe it can win. But people have good draws at the right time. It is very difficult to do so. Can I live? 7. So exact lethal. Is there a way to prevent more damage? So the 2... So menace means I can't block, so I can't prevent more damage than this. So we're exactly dead. GG. Yeah, it's green-black. The new cards felt fine. I think they're good. I think it's useful to get new upgrades. But not too much to say. This is just for the people that like this style of deck. You've got a video with new cards. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I don't think I have that much else to say. Ignore the title of my deck. I'm an idiot. I'm a child. This is also just like I'm playing best of one with all these new decks just because it makes it so I don't. It's way better for YouTube, basically. I wouldn't recommend best of one to anyone, but if you're making YouTube videos, I think it works well. But this is also a deck that gets a lot better if you're playing best of 3. I would not recommend playing a deck like this in best of 1. Just because you can sort of upgrade. You get so much more value from your sideboard and so much more customization because your curve sort of extends and you're not really a linear deck. But yeah, this is one of my favorite decks to play in Standard. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's very fun. Highly recommend if you just want some like fair, interesting games of Magic. I think the right number of Debris Beetles is probably 1. I'm a Sheoldred enjoyer. A lot of people think Sheoldred is just not a good card. People either think it's broken or not a good card. I think it's a very strong card, and I really like it in these style of decks. So maybe don't craft 2 Debris Beetles if you want to try it. I think you just play 1 just because drawing 2 can be awkward and it's not really required. And I like Scavenging Ooze. Maybe cut a Duress. You could probably cut all the Duresses, and then just play like an extra cut down, an extra Scavenging Ooze, something like that. But either way, that's green-black. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.